From MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
Who's making the decision when it comes to public health in Montana? Is it local or state? We take a look this morning.
Butte Silver Bow has vaccinated a lot of people in the county, but health officials need to get creative and mobile to try to vaccinate more people. I'll tell you how coming up.
Well, good Tuesday morning. A little cloud cover out there. It's just about 6:30 for you. Holly Brantley and Chet Lehman here. You're watching Montana This Morning. And Chet, you're out on the patio, and it's been from drizzle to the absolute pour down, right?
Yeah, well, it's just kind of mist right now. I've been out here for a while and I'm not really wet from it. It's just kind of a drizzle. You saw the clouds there on the campus. It's starting to break up and lift up. It had been pretty socked in here for a while. That's the good news. That's going to be our trend for the next couple of days. You can see it there in the overnight hours. Pretty good cloud cover, some moisture in places. That is pretty much going to be going away as we work our way through this morning into our afternoon. The clouds keeping temperatures on the fairly warm side, mid to upper 30s to some low 40s out there as well. Again, do be ready. There are still some places where it's wet. The roads certainly are puddled up, so make sure your wipers are in good working order out there. And give those folks in front of you a little extra following distance. Hydroplaning is not something you want to be doing on a Tuesday morning or any other morning for that matter. Today, we'll call it partly cloudy skies this afternoon, warming into those mid 50s in the Bozeman area. For Butte, we'll keep it in the low 50s today, off and on clouds, more sunshine than clouds today. And then by the time we get into the next couple of days, we could see near record high temperatures on Thursday. And then I'll say it, possibility of snow by the weekend. I'll have all the details of that forecast, Ollie, coming up in about 10 minutes.
Thank you, Chet. Well, first here, House Bill 257 will change the way public health is governed here in Montana, changing the authority of local health leaders. MTN's Annie Johnson has more with a full breakdown.
The legislative session has ended, but there's still a lot of questions as far as public health decisions.
We're trying to understand the implications of some of the legislation coming out of Helena. I will say, in some cases, I'm confused. We're really feeling kind of whipsawed by some of this.
Part of House Bill 257 revises the law to stop actions from being made which impede a private business's ability to conduct business.
It really eliminates any meaningful local control over community level efforts to control the spread of COVID-19. The new law seems to move control over those decisions to people in Helena rather than local leaders. And that's concerning.
If the bill is signed into law, it would void parts of the previous legislation from HB 121.
So 121 moved the authority up to the commissions. Then 257 removed the authority to create rules from any local government.
Overall, local health leaders are concerned because the legislation changes their ability to govern.
We're seeing with the advent of this legislation, a pretty significant change in activity that's happening in some of our licensed establishments.
The Board of Health is holding a virtual public meeting Wednesday starting at 7 a.m. Reporting in Bozeman, Annie Johnson, MTN News.
Now, House Bill 257 is in its final stages of preparation and waiting to be signed into law by Governor Gianforte. Well, 6:32 now. These weekly vaccination clinics in Butte just aren't bringing in the big crowds like they used to. So health officials tell us now they feel they need to be creative and mobile to try to reach more people. John Amy has that story.
In order to get more people vaccinated in Butte Silverbow, it may be time to take the show on the road.
We need to make ourselves more available for folks that maybe can't get to us as easily or need to be accommodated at a different time.
The health board is meeting to find creative ways to get to people, like seeking large employers and asking them if they want to set up clinics for their employees. Some ideas are inspired from places outside Montana, no matter how crazy they sound.
In Louisiana, they were doing a shot for a shot. You'd get a shot if you got your shot. There's all kinds of different incentives floating around out there that kind of make you giggle, but it somewhat works.
So the health department can actually administer shots from this mobile unit. They can get anywhere in the county. So this gives them the option to come up with some creative ways to try to get needles in arms.
You know, maybe even going and parking at a park, putting out a sign and saying, you know, advertise this is where we're going to be on this day from here to here, and see if we get any response.
Almost half the county has been fully immunized, but more vaccinations are needed.
We can get a big percentage of the population vaccinated. There's not so much fear the virus is going to come and create a cluster, a bunch of cases on us again, and we're back to square one.
As of May, about 13,800 people have been fully immunized out of an eligible 28,500 people. In Butte, John Amy, MTN News.
Well, here's a look at the numbers. Vaccinations in Butte, Silver Bow, there are 28,576 people eligible. 16,734 have received their first dose, and another 13,803 are fully immunized. Now, anyone business wanting to have the mobile clinic vaccinate employees can call the health department hotline at 497-5008. Well, 6:34 now. In times of life-changing stress, the word hero has surfaced across the country, not just here in the Treasure State, from hospitals as well as places like Belgrade Middle School. One effort has gone even further by changing that one word, hero, and giving it an upgrade to superhero. Our Cody Boyer has that story.
It's been hard on everybody. If you can just make somebody smile, appreciate the teachers, we do so much.
This school year, many semesters end with signs at the front door saying goodbye to students and thank yous to their teachers.
I've been seeing these beautiful signs and all my friends and family just having a blast with it. So I thought, I want to bring that to Montana.
And she certainly did. Shelly Collins' daughter attends Belgrade Middle School, and Shelly herself just so happens to own a sign-making and renting company with her husband.
We come in, set up, after dark, try to be sneaky, and 24 hours later, come in, tear down, easy peasy.
Big letters, and one small way to say thank you to the teachers who endured COVID-19 from a unique angle, using signs to send a loud message.
They have been amazing. They really have. My heart goes completely out to them. Even just the kids have been awesome, just dealing with everything that we've had to deal with over the last year.
Shelley points out that there are ways that you can also help with efforts like this one. And if you are interested, you can check out our website, kbckxlf.com, for those methods. She also points out that these stressors changing into the entirely different monster that they are through the pandemic is a nationwide problem. That includes overall increased pressures in the classroom. And if you break that down further, you can see even more of that issue. Integrating remote learning, relearning how to teach using that method. Also, in other parts of the country, salaries being too low with these new stressors. Growing classroom sizes in cities with high growth. Switching between learning models, something that nearly every school in the country has seen at some point. Spreading COVID-19 outside of just the classroom, but bringing it back home to susceptible family members. Explaining why to younger kids all of these regulations have to be in place. Overall, lack of time to cover all of these things.
They deal with so much. Great to see such positive support for them. Well, from one positive story to another, this week we kick off a new feature here at MTN, Positively Montana. We know that news by its very nature can be devastating and part of the rougher side of life. But there are so many uplifting and good things happening. We want to focus on those as well. This morning, our Donna Kelly and again Cody Boyer team up from Manhattan Middle School, where a puppy named Asher is about to make an impact in the best of ways. It's been a years-long process for one science teacher who applied after seeing the benefits with another teacher who had a dog in the classroom. This is Positively Montana.
This is Mel Dog. It's Jeanette with 40 Cows Healing Hearts. You are Healing Hearts recipient.
The power of a dog.
100% yes. When I saw it was a little Instagram about Asher, and when I saw, I immediately thought of a couple kids that I knew would benefit so greatly from him.
Especially after the isolation and upside-down world of COVID-19. A specially trained therapy puppy named Asher is about to be a kid magnet with his curly golden doodle self.
What was that moment like after all this time?
Yeah.
I'm going to get choked up just asking this question.
That didn't feel real. Overwhelmed with joy is the biggest thing.
Asher is 7 months old, still training. He has to get used to school bells, fire alarms, and excited children who you know will be all over him.
In science, I do a lot of different things, and so for him to be able to walk around when they're in groups, if there's ever any conflict with groups, he can help, with, I guess, like de-escalating at times.
Asher will be here in 30 to 60 days, and Elise gets training as well.
I feel very put on the spot about thinking now of lesson plans with him being in them.
Do you have some dog toys at home, or are you headed there?
Oh, it's going to be a full-blown thing now. It's here we go. I can't wait.
Turns out she does. Principal Eric Fisher and his wife bought a bag of them and a collar.
Dog mom, yeah.
What does it say?
Dog mom. I'm gonna wear this now.
Asher will be lighting up the whole school.
It's going to be a huge difference. We have so many students that are still struggling with coming back, social emotionally after being gone from school for so long. So just that opportunity to have another close relationship with the dog. There's so much power of a dog, of a best friend to have here at school.
Well, I don't know exactly what it will truly look like, but I know that he will be a presence that will make a difference.
The power of a dog just brought the great gift of pure, unconditional love. And that's a lesson that will be easily understood. In Manhattan, along with Cody Boyer, Donna Kelly, MTN News.
Now, Donna tells us the owner of 4E Kennels and the founder of 4E Healing Arts is from Montana and was a teacher as well, and is now in the business of training dogs with a nonprofit. The average cost for a fully trained service dog is $25,000. If you have a positive story for us, we definitely want to hear from you. Go to KBZK or KXLF.com and the Positively Montana tab. It's pretty fabulous. Well, here's a look at what else is ahead in our next half hour here.
Pandemic. I'm Ian Lee with how one pastor is upping his game online.
Good morning to you. Ahead on CBS This Morning, health experts say herd immunity may not be attainable in this country. Oh no, see how home COVID test could soon become part of your morning routine to help control the spread of the virus. Also, author Michael Lewis discusses his new book, why he says the country really fumbled the response to the pandemic and the lessons we should learn before the next one. And only on CBS This Morning, Joe Jonas, there he is, talks about his upcoming movie and fatherhood. It's his first interview since the birth of his little girl, and how he wants to lend a hand that you could keep. That's a tease. We'll explain. We'll see you at 7 o'clock straight up.